Welcome, everybody. It's your favorite professor again, Dr. Togans, here to make math learning fun. In any case, you have your pencil and paper ready, have your notebook ready. If you're checking this video out on a day that was different from the previous topic, just put a little date in there so you can keep track. So the next topic would be finding the interest and future value of a simple interest loan or investment. This is something that is definitely applicable to all of our lives. So when I click on this topic, the first thing that you should always do is read the question, right? So to go on a summer trip, Justin borrows $500. He makes no payments until the end of 3 years. When he pays off the entire loan, the lender charges simple interest at a rate of 6%. So what do? I recommend that you click on the list of formulas just to familiarize yourself with the list of formulas. And in this course, we typically will use the first four, mostly the first three. But so if you're sitting there saying, well, I have no clue what to do, definitely click on the explanation. Again, like I said, you most likely will use this very first formula, which is simple interest. So the I stands for the total interest earned or paid. That's how we pay most of our credit cards back or our loans, with some kind of calculation of interest. It may be a different kind of interest and it's not simple, but simple usually just means that you have an amount and then you have interest, and then that interest is added to your initial either borrowed or deposited amount of money into a bank. All right. And then the principal is the amount invested, which is that initial deposit or loan that you may take. It's also similar to when you use deferred interest, so that you can pay off something possibly in 6 months or a year, and you don't have to pay the interest because you paid it off in that time frame. R is the annual interest rate, and it's a decimal. So even though it says percent, you have to change it to a decimal. And then T is the term of the investment or loan in years. So take notice, and I would recommend that you just write all of this down so that you start to understand what's going on. So I would suggest that you pause the video right now, write all of this down, and then now that you're back, click another way. Okay. So here is another way and another formula that you could use to solve this simple interest problem. So I'll give you a moment, pause the video and write this one down as well. And now that you're back. All right, so we have the interest R, 6%. You divide it by 100 and you'll get 0.06. And then the term is 3 years, right? And then you get $90. So the total interest is $90. And then that's part A. So you answer that part. And then the part B is just taking the $90, which is interest, and adding it to the initial amount of $500. And when you add those two together, you get $590. Okay. So I think if you go back to the question, is it the same? Yes. So you can actually type it in. Now, I believe when you're in ALEKS, I'm not sure if you get credit for this but you can type it in so I can just show you how it looks, and then you can check it and it's correct. All right, so I have some examples that are from ALEKS that may be a little bit similar or different kinds of problems. And this one is Isabel wants to buy a new car but needs money for the down payment. Her parents agreed to lend her money at an annual rate of 2%. I have that underlined. I recommend that you do that as well in any kind of word problem. And she's charged simple interest. Her parents lend her $4,000 for 2 years, and she makes no payments except the one at the end of that time. So again, I recommend that you look at the formulas in case you forgot them. And based on the other example, you could choose if you want to use the first simple interest formula or the second one. And so I already have this written out. So if you want to pause the video and underline and check mark and write exactly what I have, you need to change the 2% into a decimal. And so you take 2, you divide by 100, and you get 0.02. And then you can multiply that all together here. So down here, just putting a little dot there. So 4,000 multiplied by 0.02 multiplied by 2 gives you 160. And that's the total interest that Isabel will pay. You insert that into the first box in ALEKS, and then you add 160, which is the interest that is added on to the loan amount, and you get $4,160. Another example, to be able to go on a trip to South Africa, Nicole decides to save for 2 years. She opens a savings account with $700. The account pays simple interest at an annual rate of 5%. Oops, that was me. She doesn't make it, at an annual rate of 5%. She doesn't make any more deposits. So how much total interest will Nicole earn? You do the same thing. You just need to change your 5%. Oops. Your 5%, divide by 100, and you get 0.05. And then that's how you get this number down here. And then you multiply that by 700. And I already have it worked out, so it's $70. And then you just add that to the initial amount. And that's $770. Okay. And then this is just what it looks like when you insert it into ALEKS. So I believe I showed 3 different types of questions. So if you need to rewatch this video, please do. And if you would like to comment on my video, please do. As always, I hope your takeaway is that math is fun, it is doable, and that we all love mathematics. See you next time. Thanks for watching.